Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got people waiting. So let's go for the live stream, live chat. And looks like I survived the hurricane. The hurricane went that way and slammed into, I think, Tampa, which is in central western Florida. So the hurricane took a right turn and didn't take a left turn. So the house was saved yet again from another disaster, which means I am here. I didn't evacuate, although 18 million people were affected by the hurricane. Okay, not good. These natural disasters, though, are part of living in Florida. So let's start. We got Whoop Slap says, I'm in transit. What, you're in transit? What, you are, or the paperwork? Hopefully the paperwork. Miguel, hi Diego. What's going on, Miguel? ¿Cómo estás? And glad to hear you're good. Well, thanks, Miguel. Yeah. I mean, I lived on the south part of this county for about 12, 13 years, whatever, somewhere in there. And I got slammed by hurricanes. So I moved to the central part of the county, but I don't think it's any safer here. But let's see, Susie Gomez. Hello, Diego. What's going on, Susie? Now, today I went to Office Depot and I purchased some flash drives. Okay? Flash drives you got to have. Save all your Visa, K1 Visa documents on the flash drives. So, not on your computer, because if your computer crashes or somebody hacks your computer, they can steal your information. Put your Visa information on flash drives, like Karina's birth certificate, her translated birth certificate, passports, her passport biographic page, my divorce decree, etc. Everything's on a flash drive. April Flower, hey Diego, you think an attorney needed for an adjustment of status? No, an attorney's not needed for adjustment of status at all, unless you are a felon with a criminal conviction, and you need an attorney to help you get through the process and help qualify you if you have a criminal record. That's the only time you need an attorney for a K1 visa or a green card process. Unless you're lazy and you just don't want to do it, you don't feel like doing it, and you want to put your entire life of your wife or husband into the hands of somebody else. That ain't happening for me. Excuse me. Karina's life is right here in my hand. Okay, I'm responsible for the green card. I'm responsible for the K1 visa, everything. And if immigration have a question, they contact me, not somebody else. Tashaland's World. Hi, Diego. Glad to know you're okay. Well, thanks. I'm glad to be here. Thanks, Tashaland's World. Whoop slap. Me and Judd are happy. It felt like this is speeding up. Yay. Well, it is speeding up if you're patient. Let's see. Carlos Zambrana. Hi, Diego. What's going on, Carlos? Tasha Lynn's World. Hi, Diego. Glad to know you're okay. And Miguel, when can we expect the National Visa Center to speed up? When they hire more people. They need to hire more people. The National Visa Center don't have enough people to process the work they have. So the government or whoever needs to get on board and get them hired and trained. They did a good job on hiring more people for USCIS. USCIS is doing great. They're knocking out visas pretty quick. But the National Visa Center is slow. Why are they slow? Well, they got more visas from USCIS, which means they need more people too. So the MVC needs more people. So when do I expect them to speed up? Well, I would say when they get more people hired and trained. Let's see. Evelyn Iracosa. Hello, Diego. What's going on, Evelyn? We hope you're fine, doing good. Carlos says NOA2 July 8th. Welcome letter received today, August 30th. Well, Carlos, look at you. And you got your NOA2 letter July 8th. So I got my NOA2 letter May 30th. So you got your NOA2 letter a week ahead of mine, but you got your welcome letter from the MVC early. Okay, I'm still waiting. but that's okay. It's a process. But good job. Glad to hear it. Miguel to Carlos. That's a quick welcome letter. Yeah, it is. That's quick. Let's see. Tashalin's World. My fiance just received my case number yesterday. So NOA 1, December 16th, 2021. Whoa, 2021. And NOA 1 was, you mean NOA 2 was June 30th, 2023. MVC case number was the 29th, and for August, right? And for Jamaica, so it's in transit. So it's not too hard to get a visa interview in Jamaica at the embassy in Jamaica. So you're at the finish line. You're right there. Not much longer for you. And Whoop Slap says to Carlos to check your status online to see if you're in transit. Yeah, on today's what, the 30th of August? First week of September, if I haven't heard from the National Visa Center, I am going to be sending inquiries to them until they're sick of hearing from me. Because I'm a patient person and I'm following the rules, but enough time has passed by September. Enough time has passed, so I'm going to be on them. Thomas Farrell, have you heard if minors need a medical exam from Manila Embassy? Everybody going through the K2 visa process has to have a medical exam. Everybody. Babies, up to age, what? The cutoff is age 21. So, yeah, you got to have a medical exam for minors. Absolutely. Rose, hey, hi, Diego. We got our case number today after 58 days. So that's quick. Let's wait now when the status will be ready. That's right, Rose. Now just wait for the ready status. Okay, wait for the ready status, and then you can start processing your K1 visa. Pay the visa fee, or some embassies want you to fill out the DS-160 before you pay the visa fee. Like in Bogota, Colombia. Like Karina lives in Colombia. She's from Venezuela, and she's a legal resident of Colombia. Now, if your beneficiary is from, let's say, Turkey, or let's say from, I don't know, Argentina, but they live in another country, they have to be a legal resident of that other country. Okay? Immigration is going to be looking for residency paperwork from your beneficiary at the visa interview. Like Karina is Venezuelan, but she lives in Bogota, Colombia. She has a cedula, green card, whatever you want to call it, which is good for 10 years to live in Colombia. The Colombian immigration, gave her a 10-year cedula. She will bring that to the visa interview in Bogota, Colombia. Immigration is going to say, well, Karina, you're from Venezuela, but do you have legal status in Colombia? And she'll say, yes, I do. Here's my cedula. Here it is. And they'll look at it and go, yep, you're good, and process her visa. That applies to everybody. Okay. Any country. If you're from Cuba, but you live in Argentina, you got to have residency permission from the Argentinian government to live in Argentina. You cannot be an illegal immigrant. Okay, you got to be legal in the country you're in. And let's see. Whoop Slap, congratulations. Les F. How do I know my account is active? Diego. How do I know if it's active? Well, where are you at in the process? Where are you at? NOA 1, NOA 2? I mean, Whoop Slap. Diego, I bet your case is already ready. It could be. It could be already ready. Miguel, by case number, do you mean the welcome letter? The welcome letter is when you get the welcome letter, that's when they give you the case number. Ashley Santana. NOA 1 was June 3rd, 2022. NOA 2 was June 12th, 2023. And email from the MVC, that case was forwarded to the Dominican Republic, August 29th, 2023. Case status is now in transit. Okay, so your visa is on an airplane going to the Dominican Republic, and you get your visa pretty quick because the Dominican Republic process visas quickly. Whoopslap. Miguel, it's not really a welcome letter. It is K1 FTP. K1 FTP means it's in transit. Okay? Means it's on a plane. Beto Trejo. Hi, Diego. My fiance is from Colombia. Nice. My NOA2 was August 5th. When am I supposed to get the welcome letter? 90 from it will take you between 90 and 100 days, 110 days from your NOA2 letter. So let's see, you should hear from the NVC in somewhere in October, I would say. No, let's see, August, September, somewhere in November. NOA2 is August 5th, so September, so the middle of November, maybe earlier. Benny Yao, hi Diego. Is it safe to assume that the wait time to the NVC case number might be related to the U.S. Embassy of the beneficiary? No, the case number is assigned, but the U.S. The NVC will hold on to the visa if the embassy is backed up. If the embassy is backed up, they can assign you a case number, but if you don't have the invoice number, you can't do much with it, even with the case number. It could be sitting at the embassy also. So I don't think so. I don't think that the wait time at the NVC's got anything to do with the embassy. Drake, I think it's got to do with how busy the NVC is. Drake Live, hi Diego. We received NOA2 May 15th, okay, and welcome letter August 15th. So May to June, so that's what, 3 months. Interview in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, November 6th. High five. Drake Live. Great news. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, interview November. Very, very good. Hopefully it's not too hot in Ethiopia in November. Hopefully it's not, the weather's good. Whoopslap. Ashley, mine was sent yesterday. I was scared I was going to miss shipping date and had to wait 2 more weeks. Patience is a virtue in this whole immigration process. And Swapna Ray asked Carlos, did you get your case number before the welcome letter? Well, no, you're not going to get the case number until... How can you get a case number before the welcome letter? Elman, do you know the song Living in the USA by Casa Locos? Living in the USA. Well, sing it for us. Come on. Because I live in the USA. And Ashley is talking to Whoopslap. Okay, guys. Now, when you get all your documents, like I said, on your computer, put everything on a flash drive. This is going to be the I-134, the beneficiary's passport, birth certificate, police certificate, divorce decrees. Put everything on a flash drive, okay? To save it, protect it. Don't save it on your computer. Let me see. Elman. Let's see. April Flower. Are poverty guidelines for 2024 expected to be increasing? Probably. I'm asking this just to make sure that I meet the income requirements for the K1 visa. Well, here's the thing. The poverty guidelines are calculated around the inflation levels of the United States. Okay? So the U.S. government keeps spending money. The U.S. government, the Congress, they keep printing money. Okay? So when you print money and you flood the economy with dollars, that drives up the price of goods and services. When you don't drill for oil, when you stop drilling for oil, that drives up the price of gas. Okay? That creates inflation. When the price of gas goes up, it costs more to transport goods and services. That raises the price of food. So inflation is being created by our own government, honestly. Instead of cutting spending and cutting the wasteful spending, okay, they keep spending and spending and spending and spending. It's like they've maxed out the credit card 5,000% above. So the price of stuff is going up because they have to print dollars to pay the interest on the debt. It's not good. It's not good. So what's going to happen is in March of 2024, the federal income guidelines will come out, and it's going to go up. It's going to go up. Okay, it will stop. It will stop going up when the government gets inflation under control, and they don't. And they shouldn't be raising interest rates to get inflation under control. You don't slow down the economy. You don't block house sales and car sales because the government can't control its spending. Just my opinion. That's my opinion. So yes, in March of 2024, you're going to have to make more money. It's a survive. Elman, there's a lyric saying, but if you can't get a visa, we will not allow you to play. Is it true? I have no idea. Hedrick Soldiero, Chris Fire. Hey, Diego, I got my case number, but it's not the welcome letter. Can I start the DS-160? If you got a case number without a ready status, okay, I mean, you can fill out the DS-160 and print it. You know, you can try. It depends on the embassy. It depends on if the embassy will let you. Teja Sweeney Mumadi. Hey, Diego, I received a letter saying that my case was received by the MVC. And they will now send the case to the Mumbai embassy. It's not an embassy. It's a consulate. Okay? The embassy in India is in New Delhi. The consulate is in Mumbai. Okay? Don't get those confused. Because if you tell your beneficiary to go to the embassy, okay, she might go to New Delhi for a K1 visa, and they'll tell her to go to Mumbai, which is the consulate. But that's good news, though. Rose, Diego, do you mind explaining if we received today's welcome letter and case number? When do you think it will ship to the Nigerian embassy? Sorry, I'm confused with the calendar posted on Facebook. Facebook, stay out of Facebook and you won't get confused. But the embassy in Nigeria are accepting visas from the MVC, but they're backlogged with work. Okay, there's a long wait time for a visa interview at the embassy in Lagos, Nigeria. There's a long wait time. So what's going to happen is it will go to Nigeria. Your K1 visa will go there, but you got to wait for the ready status before you can process the visa. Don't be confused and stay out of Facebook. That's what's confusing you. Teja Sweeney Mumadi. So for the I-134 affidavit of support, Teja Sweeney, there is no such thing. An affidavit of support does not exist on form I-134. Doesn't exist. So if you go into forms and you're looking for affidavit of support, I-134, you will not find it. Doesn't exist. The I-134 is a declaration of financial support. Declaration of financial support. That's what it's called. And you have a sponsor. Do we fill out 2 forms or is one enough? I am currently a student working, so I have to sponsor. You got to have a sponsor. Please explain. Teja Sweeney, you're the sponsor. You need to fill out an I-134 declaration of financial support. Your joint sponsor, who is backing you up, okay, has to fill out a declaration of financial support, I-134. So you're going to have 2 I-134s at the embassy. When your beneficiary goes to the embassy for the face-to-face scary visa interview, okay, your beneficiary will have 2 I-134s. One from you, Teja Sweeney, and one from your sponsor, both signed, filled out, and dated and signed in black ink. Originals. Ashley Santana, Diego, can you talk about the documents that we need to be translated? I heard you talk about birth certificates need to be translated. I was only intending to translate the intent letter. Okay, Ashley Santana, if you have a birth certificate that's in Spanish or in Japanese or in Hindi or in Russian or in Chinese or whatever country, okay, if it's in a foreign language, if you have a birth certificate that's in a foreign language, it's got to be translated into English by a certified translator. So when your beneficiary goes to the face-to-face visa interview, okay, he or she will have the birth certificate, the original birth certificate in, let's say, Spanish, the translated copy in English, and the certificate of translation. So it'd be so 1, 2, 3. Okay. What else do you have to translate into English? Well, the letter of intent to get married. Okay. If your beneficiary doesn't speak English, he or she has to write a second letter of intent to get married in his or her language of her country. And then you get it translated into English. Why do you have to do that? Well, if you, Mr. Beneficiary and Miss Beneficiary, write both letters of intent to get married, and you write it in English, both of them, and then your beneficiary signs it, but she can't speak English, the immigration is going to say, well, you signed this letter of intent to get married. Tell me what it says. And the beneficiary is going to say, I don't know. No lo sé, no entiendo. Yo no entiendo. Boom. That's a big problem. If you speak Spanish and you don't speak English, no English, zero, no habla inglés, your letter of intent to get married better be in Spanish, translated into English. Documents that need to be translated: police certificate, birth certificates, and also the letter of intent to get married. And also, if you're from Greece, if you are a Greek applicant, K1 visa applicant, you got to get your passport translated into English, the biographic page, because I think that's the only country that's nothing's in English, where the immigration officer will not have a clue what it says. Okay, and there's a special process for translating documents from Greek into English. James 1, hi Diego. What's going on, James? Andrew Bryan. Hi Diego, got my visa approved. NOA 1 was February 14th, 2022. NOA 2, April 5th, 2023. 414 days. Okay, what's that? So about 13 months, right? My welcome letter was on July 3rd, 2023. In transit, July 3rd, 2023. Ready status, July 7th, 2023. And the interview was today. Well, look at you. Good job. High five. Andrew Bryan in Jamaica. I told you guys Jamaica it's not difficult. Jamaica's not difficult. Dominican Republic's not difficult. Good job, and good job on your patience also. Now get your beneficiary into the USA. Go get her. Bring her to America. Get married. And tell us all about the wedding. Life Worth Writing, Rebel 1100C. Hi, Diego. We got our interview approved today in Managua Embassy. Good job. And I think I got your timeline. So I'll make a video for you. Teja Sweeney, my case is in transit. How long will it take for ready status? Mumbai consulate. Depends on how busy they are. Could be 2 weeks, could be 2 months. It depends on how busy they are at the consulate. Rose, well, I guess Facebook bad. Stay out of Facebook. You go into Facebook, you're gonna read all of the negativity on Facebook. You're gonna want to be on antidepressants just to survive reading all that sad stories that go on in there. IKIP, Diego, can you please make more clear about I-134? We need to have 2 copies. IKIP, you got to have 2 copies of the I-134 if you have 2 sponsors. If you have the joint sponsor, okay, somebody who is covering you financially, and then there's the sponsor. So if you don't have a joint sponsor, if you make enough money financially to support your beneficiary, you need 1 I-134 per person. So you're going to fill one out for the beneficiary and then 1 for each child. Okay. So let's suppose you got 2 people coming to the United States, 1 on a K1, 1 on a K2, but you need a joint sponsor. So you're going to have 4 I-134s. Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you're going to have an I-134 for the beneficiary and an I-134 for the child, separate, 2. So the sponsor is putting together 2 I-134s. Now, you don't make enough money, no problem. You got a joint sponsor. Guess what? The joint sponsor is going to put together 2 I-134s, 1 for your beneficiary and 1 for the kid, for the child on the K2. Okay? So let me repeat that. If you don't make enough money, you need a joint sponsor. No big deal. It's okay. Okay? 1 beneficiary, 2 I-134s, 1 from the sponsor, 1 from the joint sponsor. 2 beneficiaries, 4 I-134s, 2 from the joint sponsor and 2 from the joint sponsor, 1 per person, okay? So let's suppose you're bringing 5 people to the United States, 5 people, which is great. 5 people. How many I-134s are you going to need if you're just doing it by yourself? No joint sponsor. If you are one person, if you are a sponsor bringing 5 people to the United States, how many I-134s are you going to have to fill out? Let me know in the comments. I want to see if you learn how to do this. And ICAB, Diego, hi Diego, really appreciate you so much. No worries, no problem. Let's see here. Tesha Sweeney, can you please make a video on the affidavit of support for sponsors? Okay, the affidavit of support, I've made videos about this already, but the affidavit of support is at the green card level. When you are filing for your green card, that's when you fill out the affidavit of support. When you go into the embassy for the face-to-face, that's when you fill out the declaration of financial support. 2 different forms. 2 different forms. Teja Sweeney, can I have 2 sponsors? Absolutely. Ash Tashalinda, Andrew Bryan, congratulations. That's good. Camilo Diaz, hi Diego, when are you expecting to have your interview? I got no idea. I don't plan that far ahead. I'm still waiting for the welcome letter from the National Visa Center. Okay? I don't know. As soon as I get the welcome letter, I will then be able to, in the ready status, then I'll know when I can schedule the interview. I just wait it out. Be patient. Wait it out the process. You guys will be the first to know when I schedule the visa interview. Camillo, so Susie Goldemas, I checked the NVC online and it says ready. Very good. Get to work. Daggy, hello Diego, my favorite live show. Well, glad to hear that. God is great. Yes, he is. I have good news to share. We booked the interview for October 25th. What a relief. What a relief. Fantastic. You made it, right? You did good. And Daggy, thank you so much for your incredible patience, kindness, and positive advice. We made it to this level. Not a problem. I know what you guys are going through. I know what you're going through. I know how to handle this. I've been through it twice. Actually, 3 times with the spousal visa. And Camillo says 4, number 4. If you are bringing 5 people to the United States of America, you're bringing 5 people. How many I-134s do you need to fill out? How many? 5 people. How many I-134s are you going to fill out? You need to know this, guys. Susie Galdames, congratulations, Andrew Bryan. Sophia Jim, good evening, Diego. Sophia, hello. Sophia's, lo siento. Sophia's Jim. Just wondering if you made a video on what to take on your visa interview. Yeah. Your interview is October 24th in Jamaica. Woo, fantastic. Yeah, I've made videos about that, but I can keep making new videos so you guys don't have to hunt through the pack. Andrew, it was not bad at all. Enjoy. Whoop slap. Dang, everyone has such early interview dates. Earliest in Manila was the 14th of November. Probably the same for me in Bogota, Colombia. I probably won't be able to get an interview till probably December. But that's okay. I'll go to Colombia and hang out with Karina and do the live stream from Bogota in the Andes Mountains in our apartment. And the cat will probably walk in front of the camera and you get to see the cat. And then you're going to hear the alarms going off in the street and the police sirens and the ambulances. Bogota is not a quiet city. It's a busy city. Here it's quiet. You can't hear a pin drop. Nothing. It's quiet. It's relaxed here. Bogota is busy. Prashant Kumar for I-134. What is the affidavit of support? I-134. The form doesn't exist. What form is that? It doesn't exist. The I-134 is Declaration of Financial Support. Form I-134. Declaration of Financial Support. If you go into the USCIS forms looking for affidavit of support, you won't find it. It doesn't exist. I-134, Declaration of Financial Support. How many years of tax returns are you required? You only required one, the last one that you filled out, but bring 3, just in case you get asked for 3. Denise Jefferson, Diego, you mentioned on another live stream that the Lagos Embassy was back up more than 10 months, about 10 months. Were you referring to K1 or CR1? Everything, everything. Never seen the update for Nigeria on your page as stated prior. No, it's about 10 months for all visa processing. It's terrible. They need to hire more people, I'm thinking. But I'm going to make contact with the embassy in Nigeria and find out what's going on, okay? I'm going to find out what's going on. In Ciudad, Mexico, it's 4 months. It's 4 to 5 months to get a visa appointment for K1 in Mexico. It's you know, USCIS has done such a great job. They've backlogged all the embassies with K1 visas. Rose, number 5 for sure. 5, Rose, you got it exactly right. Jeff Mantalk, hello Diego, how's everything with the storm? The storm hit this way. Okay, so I survived another hurricane in Florida. Another survival story from the Ross household here in the Panhandle of Florida. I'm getting sick and tired of hurricanes, guys. I'm too old to be evacuating. Okay, and Karina is getting sick of earthquakes. Okay, and natural disasters. So I don't know if we're going to stick around in Florida, but we'll see what happens. Teja Sweeney. So let me explain a little more. I have one beneficiary, my future husband. Very good. I have 2 sponsors for my mom and my dad. Very good. How many declarations of financial support do we need to fill out? Okay. Well, if you have 2 sponsors, your mom's going to fill one out, your dad's going to fill one out, and you're going to fill one out. So that's 3. So let me see. So if there's 3 people, you're going to have 3 I-134s. 1 by the sponsor, 1 by the mom, 1 by the dad. My only worry about her interview is that, this is Pete B. My only worry about her interview is that her teenage children don't want to come to the USA and they leave their school and friends, and the father of the children won't let them go to the interview. Well, you got to explain, you know, the dad has to give him permission, right? If in South America, kids cannot, let's suppose in South America, you got mom and dad to get married, to have a child, they get divorced, and then the mom meets an American. The dad has to give the kid permission to leave South America or Central America. Got to get a letter from a judge giving the kid permission to leave the country. I don't know about Philippines. And let's see. I don't want to miss this. The stream is paging quickly. LSV TV, Liberian Stars View. That sounds like a Disney World name right there, Liberian TV. Congratulations to everyone who have scheduled their interviews. Very good post. So happy for you guys. God bless everyone. I agree. Pete B. The father of the children is not helpful at all. We fully support her children in the Philippines. Well, I don't know, Pete B. You're going to have to find out if the dad is going to have to give the kids a permission to leave the Philippines. I don't know about the Philippines. I know in South America, Central America, if there's 2 parents involved with a child leaving the country, even for a vacation, let alone a K1 visa, the dad or the mom has to give the kid permission to leave the country. So, you know, I went through it back in 2016. Okay, my first beneficiary had a little girl. Okay, and the father had to give permission for the little girl to leave Colombia or wherever. You know, it's check with Philippines. Okay. AK-47 Hotshot. My future wife has an interview next month. Okay, good deal. When I met her after talking online for a couple of months, I asked her to marry me on the 3rd day. She's from Venezuela. Wow. So I'm sure you understand why. Any tips? Any tips for what? What tips do you need? AK-47. What? Well, how do you mean tips? You're good. Prashant Kumar, do we need W-2 for past 3 years? Yes. Get W-2s, 1099s, tax transcripts, 1040s for the past 3 years. Bring them to the face-to-face visa interview. 99% of the time, the immigration officers are going to ask for the last tax return, 2022. That's what they're going to ask for most of the time. But I have seen embassies in South Korea, in Japan, in Vietnam. They ask for 2 years, sometimes 3 years. It all depends on what mood the immigration officer's in. So get 3 years worth and bring them to the embassy interview. If they don't ask you for them, then don't worry about it. Leave them in your purse or in your bag or whatever. But bring them in case they ask. If you don't have them, and they ask you for them, guess what? You go into a 221G administrative hold. Then you got to go get them. Then it could take 3 or 4 months to get another interview at the embassy. You don't want that. Just go above and beyond what's required. Get 3 years worth of everything, tax returns. Okay, it's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Punet Kaur. I got in transit after 60 days. It didn't take 90 days. High five. And CA Super Chat. Thank you. Very nice. You guys, I appreciate you guys on the Super Chats, okay? I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Pete B. Super Chat. Also, guys, you guys are great. Okay. Now I know you don't have to do that. I do this because I know it's a difficult process going through the K1 visa. It's not easy. So I put the channel together for you guys to help you. There's lots of people that don't have a clue on how to do this, and they're getting denied at the embassy for stupid mistakes that I could have fixed just from my knowledge of doing this. I've been through 2 K1 visas and a spousal visa. I know exactly how to do it. I'm not an immigration attorney, okay, guys? I give you zero legal advice, but I know how to do this better than an attorney, probably. Just my opinion, you know? Pete B, the father of the children is not helpful. Pete, you gotta get in touch with the Philippines government and find out what the rules are for the kids leaving the Philippines, okay? Let's see here. I'm paging down a little bit so I don't miss anybody. Daggy says right here, my joint sponsor filled out the I-134 form, and he doesn't remember the date of the submission because the individuals were denied the visa almost 20 years ago. Would it be a problem? What you need to do in that case is to write in the remarks block on page 10 or 11 of the I-134 that you felt that your joint sponsor, filed a I-134 in the past, but doesn't remember the date. So you put question marks in the dates, okay? But you got to put the name in there. I'm sure your joint sponsor remembers the name of the people, right? Or the person, right? Daggy, put question marks for the date. And in the remarks section on the back page 11, 12, whatever it is on the I-134, put in there, as a joint sponsor, I filed for somebody 20 years ago, but I can't remember the date. It was 20 years plus. Immigration just want to see honesty and transparency. If you can't remember the date, don't worry about it. It's okay. Immigration will find it, okay? But you got to identify it on the I-134, okay? Beto Trejo, hi Diego from Chicago. Bogota Embassy is not behind. Not as far as I know. They're not behind. They got behind in July of 2023. July last month they were behind, but we're almost into September. Tomorrow's the last day of August, right? So August went by so quickly I don't even remember it. So September is going to be here very soon, a couple of days, day and a half. No, there's no backlog in Bogota, no. Claudia Razniak, hi Diego, I got my interview date in Montreal today for November 3rd. Thanks for all your help, Claudia. I knew you could do it. Now, Montreal, ladies and gentlemen, is in Canada. And our friend Claudia is from Canada. Very good. Our friends to the north, right up here, our beautiful Canadian friends. But it's a little cold in Canada. Woof! Canada's cold. If I go to Canada on vacation with Karina when she's a U.S. citizen, we're going to go in the summertime. Ross, where is my prize? I used to live in Florida. Hurricane season is not fun. I've lived here for 40 something years. Okay. Plus being in the military. And I've survived probably 6, 7, 8 hurricanes. My house took 2 direct hits in 2005 and 2006, I believe. I'm getting about sick and tired of hurricanes. I really am. I'm getting sick and tired of it. And Karina's never experienced a hurricane. And in my mind, I really don't want her to have to experience one because it's not fun. And she's watching the TV on the news in Bogota, watching the hurricane slamming into Tampa. And she's like, dang, 18 million people affected? And she's concerned, I don't blame her. It's not fun. Denise Jefferson, when you say 10 months for Lagos, Nigeria, are you referring to the welcome stage or the embassy stage? Susie G is sitting at ready. Is it taking 10 months to get an interview? Please clarify for me. It's taking between 4 months to 10 months to get an interview, depending on their workload. Okay. The most I've seen is 10 months. The quickest I've seen is 4 months. So at the moment, you're going to be waiting 4, 5, or 6 months to get a visa interview in Lagos. The same is true for Mexico, in Ciudad. So to get a visa interview, a face-to-face from the welcome letter. So you get the welcome letter, right? You got the welcome letter from the NVC. You get a case status. It goes in transit. It goes to the embassy. So your K1 visa is sitting at the embassy in Lagos, Nigeria. It's taking between 4 to 10 months to get a visa interview. Okay? Every month's different. Hopefully it speeds up. But I'm gonna do more investigating, okay? I'm gonna investigate it. All right, Denise, don't relax. So 4 months will be probably worst case scenario. 4 months is the earliest right now, as of August 30th, 2023. 10 months was like 3 or 4 months ago. So Lagos, Nigeria is slow. Let me see. April Flower. I am nervous about not being able to meet the income requirements. I make $17 an hour working full-time 40 hours before business deductions. Not sure if that's enough. Okay, so do you work 40 hours a week? 40 hours a week, right? So $17 an hour, right? Times 40, times 4, times 12. That's $32,640. The minimum income requirements for a family of 2 is around $24,000, right in there. For a family of 3, it's $31,075. So I think you'd be all right. But if you don't feel comfortable, get a joint sponsor. If you don't feel comfortable, get a joint sponsor. Cover the base. Immigration don't care if you get a joint sponsor. If you make enough money, they might tell you, well, you make enough money. Why do you have a joint sponsor? Well, you say, well, I wasn't sure. And then say, okay, let immigration make the decision. Let them make the call. Or that's what I would recommend you do. Get a joint sponsor, bring the joint sponsor paperwork to the embassy interview and use it for the green card, and let immigration make the decision. Okay. They might just send it back and say, no, your income's sufficient. Let them make the call. But I think you're good. Okay. Renal. Hi, Diego. My case is ready on the SEAC website for 4 weeks now. I only have the case number, no invoice, ID, and the embassy keeps saying they haven't received it. What should I do? Well, that means that the NVC has it on their shelf, okay? And they're waiting for the embassy to get on busy. So what I would do is I would send an email inquiry to the NVC and ask them, what's the status of your case, okay? So the embassy told you they don't have it, right? So they don't have it. It's at the NVC. Send an inquiry to the NVC. Say, hey, guys, when are you going to send my visa to the embassy? Effie Jekasflog, U.S. Consulate, Lagos, Nigeria is speeding up. Please check for appointment morning, afternoon, and evening. There you go. So in my opinion, I think you should be able to get a visa interview in Lagos in about 4 months. 3 to 4 months is probably the quickest right now. Archer, hello, Mr. Diego. Hello, Archer. Now, Archer, okay, is from Algeria, right? North Africa. Wolfslap, Renal, contact the NVC. AK-47, tip for the interview because I only spent 3 days with her before asking for marriage. Okay, entiendo. Lo siento, yo entiendo tu pregunta. Okay, tips for the interview. Only answer the questions you're asked. The chances of you being asked a question, the chances of you getting that question for your beneficiary is probably slim to none. The embassy is going to ask, when did you first meet? Okay. How long have you been together? Did you go on vacations together? They're going to ask stuff like that. They're not going to ask you, well, you only knew each other, you only spent 3 days together. They're not going to ask that question. They may ask you, when was the last time you saw your beneficiary? Or when they're going to ask your beneficiary, when was the last time you saw your sponsor? That's a good point. That's a good question. When was the last time, AK-47, when was the last time you were with your beneficiary? And how much time did you spend? That's what you need to look at. Antonio Martinez, we got ready status mid-July, embassy interview November 4th. Wait time as far as rules in the Philippines for children go. The other parent has to give permission to take the child out. So are you telling us that's the rule? The other parent has to give permission to take the child out. That's what you're saying that, because I don't know about the Philippines. I know every country in Central and South America require the other parent to give permission for the kid to leave. Okay? In the Philippines, I don't know. And then Claudia, right here, sent that fantastic super chat. Claudia says, thanks for helping us feel just a little bit more sane throughout the process. No problem, Claudia. It's not easy to go through a K-1 visa process. Okay, I've been through 2 of them. This is my second one that I got approved. And I went through a spousal visa too, which was worse than going through 2 K-1 visas combined. That was a horrible experience. Not the beneficiary's fault, okay? It wasn't her fault. It's immigration. The process is just horrendously horrible, okay? It's not friendly. So I know how to do the visa process. I know how to do K-1s, K-2s, and spousal visas, CR1, IR1. I know how to do those. I'm not so familiar with student visas like the F1 visas. I'm not familiar with those. And the B2 visa is a non-immigrant visa. And I know how to do those. But Claudia, thank you so much for that super chat. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Antonio Martinez, Bangkok is taking forever. So now Bangkok is in Thailand, okay? So maybe they're backlogged with work. I don't know. Archer M, question, what does the joint sponsor put in the intent box? Well, what does the joint sponsor put in the intent box? I intend to provide support, housing, medical, and money, income to support the beneficiary until she gets on her feet or he gets on her feet. Or that's what you put in there, the joint sponsor. The joint sponsor copies the sponsor. I promise as a joint sponsor or sponsor to provide housing, income, food, security, medical insurance for as long as it takes to help until the beneficiary gets on her feet. Susie Galdames, I will definitely let you know what happens when I schedule the interview in Nigeria. Okay, Susie Galdames, help people, help the folks like Denise Jefferson, okay, and Susie, guys need to connect together and help each other through the Nigeria Lagos embassy process because you guys are in the same boat. Pete B, I thank you. Get some Mountain Dew. Thanks for that super chat, Pete B. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to get some Red Bull. Okay, well, you must be pretty healthy. Your heart must be strong as an ox. Okay, because Red Bull is not going to go in my body at all, ever. Never once will I drink one of those drinks. Okay, I probably won't sleep for a week. I'm not bashing Red Bull. I mean, if you like it, that's good, but not for me. Food, health, and travel. NBC just created my case number. Well, that's good. What's the next process and how much is the time? Okay, food, health, and travel. Now you're going to wait for the ready status from the embassy. The embassy is going to take control of this visa from the NBC. So, which country are we talking about? I can't remember. Forgive me. What country? Andrew Bryan, Diego, please do mention this. Anyone here in Jamaica, let them know to get the no impediment to marriage certificate. Okay, does that pertain to Jamaica? Because I have not heard of that required anywhere else. Whatever that means, no impediment to marriage. The letter of singleness is what is called. In Brazil, you have to get a letter of singleness. Solteira de carta, or whatever it is. No, that's Spanish. It will be Portuguese. In Brazil, you need a letter of singleness. For Jamaica, I guess it's called the no impediment to marriage certificate. So what that letter means, or that certificate, is you go to the government in Jamaica, they look through the marriage records for the country, and they look your name up, and it is a certificate saying that no, you're not married, right? Am I right? Basically, it's an endorsement from the Jamaican government saying that your beneficiary is free and legally able to marry, divorced or single, whichever, or widowed, whatever the case may be. And Susie says, thanks for the information to Vlog. Renal, to Whoops Lab, I did get a welcome letter on August 1st. All right. Drake Live, look at you. That super chat snuck in there, Drake Live. I didn't see it. It just popped up. Drake Live, high five. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I apologize. I didn't see it. It just poof. There it is. So Drake Live, Pete B, you guys, the young lady from Canada, thank you. So I mentioned the marriage certificate of no impediment, which in my opinion is a singleness letter. Like if you're watching this from Colombia, if you're in South America, Central America watching this, the no impediment to marriage certificate is the Carta de Soltera, the singleness letter. Angel Tate, Pete B, your fiance will probably have to file for full custody of the kids. Could be. Full custody takes away custody from the other parent, but the other parent's going to have to buy off on it, or a judge is going to have to intervene. Okay, the judge is going to have to sign off on that. Okay, for a child to leave, let's take Colombia for example. For a child to leave Colombia, okay, who holds the last name of the dad, and the mom is taking the child out of the country, the dad, whose last name is on the birth certificate, has to give permission for the kid to leave the country through a Colombian judge. Okay, same applies to Panama, Guatemala, Nicaragua, wherever you are in the Americas. But Angel Tate provided some good information. Pete B, check into that. If the dad's being a pain, okay, try to talk to him. Talk to him. Try to get him to be reasonable. Okay. Whoops lap to Renal. The invoice number is on the bottom of the FTP. It has IVIS in it, but it's useless for the Kiwi visa. There you go. And Drake Live, again, thank you, Drake, for that super chat. Much appreciated. Daggy, yes, he remembers their names, but not the exact date. Okay, so here's my advice. You got to include them on the I-134 as somebody that he has sponsored in the past, okay? So he's going to have to put their names on that I-134 where it asks. There's a question that says on the I-134, have you sponsored somebody before for an I-134? The answer is yes. Check yes, and you fill out their names. Where it says the date, if you can't remember, put question marks in there. You can't remember. You don't. You can't. You're not Nostradamus. Okay. You can't create dates out of thin air. If you can't remember, you can't remember. But immigration will find that information. If you don't put it on the I-134, that's a big problem. Immigration will red flag that I-134. So you got to include the names of the people that were sponsored before. Okay. I had to do the same thing. Okay. I had sponsored 2 people in 2016. So on the I-134, I got to put their names in there. Okay. What was the date they got there? I couldn't remember. I know the year, I knew the month, but I couldn't remember the day. So I put the year, December, the day I couldn't remember, question mark, and the year I put 2016, and I put their names. And then in the remarks block, in that little box on the back, I put in there that I had filled out I-134s for these 2 individuals in 2016. They returned back to their home country in 2017. They're not my dependents. They're not my financial responsibility, which they're not. But I identified them on the I-134. Okay. Now, when I fill out the I-485 affidavit of support, which is different from the Declaration of Financial Support, I don't have to include them. Okay, because they don't live in America. They live in Colombia. So I don't have to include them. They don't live here. They left. They didn't like it here. Well, she didn't. The little girl loved it, but she didn't like it here. Boom, okay, took them home. I feel sorry for the little girl, but it is what it is. But I don't have to include them on my I-484 affidavit of support because they're not my dependents. But I do have to include them on the I-134, okay, because I had applied for them in the past. Let's see. Prashant Kumar, my fiance is from New York, and in New York, they're only allowing in-person appointments to obtain marriage licenses. Thus, we have to wait till after I arrive. Okay, well, you live in New York. New York runs things a little differently than the rest of the country, or than California and New York are about the same, I think, on their government bureaucracies, on control, So just do what you can do, okay? Do the best that you can do in the state that you live in. Here in Florida, it's a free state. We live free here. There's no government interference on our lives too much, just a little bit, but not too much. Prashant Kumar, now I printed proof of this from New York State website. Is this proof of in day of interview? Yeah, your proof of wedding plans. Is that what you're talking about? Lastly, the venue is her apartment. Is that okay? Sure, that's fine. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to prove proof of wedding plans, correct? And what you're doing is perfectly good. Perfectly good. Excellent. Good job. And then another proof is we have the wedding dress. We'll bring the receipt for the wedding dress and take a picture of the wedding dress and make a picture, print a copy of it and attach the receipt to the wedding dress picture, okay, and bring it to the embassy interview, okay? But don't, well, that's a wedding dress. You can say, well, I just bought this, okay? Be careful what you say at the embassy interview. You don't want the embassy officer to think you guys got married, all right? Because then that's a problem. Just be careful how you do that. But I would say I would not bring the wedding dress up. I would leave that out of it. But I would bring the proof of the communications with the New York wherever it is you live in New York. Bring the proof of the evidence of the wedding plans that you're putting together. But I would leave the wedding dress out of it. Whoopslap says, don't get married before the visa is issued. You will be denied. That's correct. Do not get married before you get your K-1 visa. And do not get married in your beneficiary. Do not get married in your beneficiary's home country. Don't do it. Your visa will be blocked at the port of entry coming to America. Okay? You have to get married in the United States of America. So you get your K-1 visa, come to America, get married within 90 days. Do not, I repeat, do not get married in your beneficiary's country. Okay. One of the questions the Border Patrol is going to ask you when you arrive, let's suppose you arrive at Miami International Airport. Boom, you arrive at the airport. The immigration officer is going to bring you into a room, and the immigration officer, the Border Patrol officer, is going to say, are you single or are you married? And in your happiness, you're going to say, oh, we're married. We got married at my, with my mom and my dad, wherever, whatever country. Boom, your visa's denied. You get blocked. You're going to be sent back on the first plane back to your home country. You don't do that. When you get your K-1 visa, you get it in your passport, you come to America, you get married here in the United States. Very important. But understand that, right? You guys understand that. And then whoop slap. Antonio, are you in the Philippines or Thai? James Wan, this is true. I've heard stories where people got married a couple of days before the interview in the foreign country, and the officer found out by looking at the fiance's Facebook. People post pics. Don't get married, guys, until you get to the USA. Your visa will be denied. Immigration will find out. They will find out. April Flower, thank you for explaining the income. No problem, April. If you make enough money, okay, you're good. But you're close. I mean, you're above the threshold, but you're close. I recommend you get a joint sponsor. Okay, ask around, ask your family, ask your friends. Hey, you want to be a joint sponsor? Okay, make them like the guest of honor at your wedding. But I would get a joint sponsor if you're that close. Jenniella James, hey, what's going on, Jenniella? And then Jenniella to Andrew, how are you? James Wright, Diego, I'm late. Glad you are safe. Oh, we're good. I'm good. This is like my 6th or 7th hurricane I've survived. I mean, I'm getting tired of hurricanes, to be honest with you. Okay? I'm getting tired of hurricanes. And, about up to here with hurricanes. I've had enough. And I'm in the middle of an immigration visa. I'm trying to get Karina here. Well, I'm not trying. I will. I'll bring her here. And then I got to worry about if I'm going to lose my house to a hurricane. I'm sick of it, honestly. Let's see. Janiella James, Diego, my fiance, got approved, but pending because his medical didn't go over the embassy yet. So they're holding on to his passport. Okay, so the civil surgeon is being a slacker. The civil surgeon's being slow, not doing his job. Okay, so what I would do is call the civil surgeon up and say, hey, when are you going to send my medical exam over to the embassy? They're waiting on it. Okay, get him motivated. Teja Sweeney, what happens if I did not see my fiance for a year? Will that be a problem? No, it's not a problem. It's no problem. You're good. I met him in June of 2022. Well, we're in August of 2023, Teja Sweeney. Okay, you got one of you need the sponsor needs to get on a plane and go visit. You need to go visit for a week. I don't care how much it costs, plane tickets, whatever, hotels, whatever. You need to go visit. You got to visit with each other. I'm serious. Okay, that's too much time. What you're closing in on 2 years without seeing each other. That's not good. So you need to get on a plane and go see each other. Let's see. Right now you're good, but when you get closer to 2 years, that's a problem. Yeah, it's been 1 year plus. Teja Sweeney, you need to go see your beneficiary. Spend a week, 10 days together. And Andrew to Brian says, I'm fine. And life in North Carolina. Hello from North Carolina. I see you survived the hurricane. Yeah, thank goodness. I am sick and tired of hurricanes, guys. And I don't know. We'll get Karina here and we'll see how she likes the summer in Florida next year. We'll see how she suffers the 2024 summer of 2024. Hopefully we don't get any hurricanes. We'll see what happens. Whew. Yeah, and I left my Mountain Dew back in the kitchen. So I'm thirsty, but I don't have my Mountain Dew here. So I'm going to have to suffer without my Mountain Dew. But that's okay. I will survive that too. We're victors here. I'm trying to get this live stream to finish rolling, but it doesn't seem to be rolling. There he goes. Finally. Okay. Sorry, guys. This thing. Hold on a second. There we go. So, Teja Sweeney, you got to go and see your beneficiary. Denise Jefferson, I don't want to miss anybody, okay? But this live stream must be the weather. I don't know. Denise Jefferson, thank you, Susie G. I am living vicariously through your experience. I appreciate the transparency and your willingness to share, as there seems to be little to no good news coming out of Nigeria. Yeah, the embassy in Nigeria, it's not as good as we want. We want to get that information, and I'm trying to get it. So, Joe Atala, hello, Diego. We got our welcome letter August 29th. We're on our way to June 12th. It's in transit, and tomorrow my fiance, she's going to pay the visa fee. Good. We should pay it now when it's ready. Go ahead. No, go ahead and pay it. If you can pay it, pay it. Get it done. Get the MERV receipt. Keep the receipt. Jeniella, Andrew, congrats. My medical didn't go over yet, so they held on to the passport. Teja Sweeney, what if the petitioner is not working and cannot support the beneficiary? Does the petitioner still fill out, or just the joint sponsor? Teja Sweeney, I want to say this again, okay? If the sponsor is sponsoring somebody to come to America, they fill out an I-134. If they're making $1 million a year, or if they're making $0 a year, they fill out an I-134. Mandatory, okay? You got it? Teja Sweeney, listen to me. The sponsor fills out the I-134 if they're unemployed, if they're on disability, if they're retired and don't work, if they just got laid off from their job, whatever the case may be, they fill out the I-134. Okay, the sponsor. Then the joint sponsor, if required, fills out the I-134 also. Okay, but immigration want to see why you have a joint sponsor. Mr. Sponsor, why do you have a joint sponsor? Well, I'm unemployed right now. I lost my job. I got injured on the job. I'm on disability. Okay, no problem. It's good. Then they look at your joint sponsor's I-134 and they say if it qualifies. Okay, you got it? Joint sponsor, both fill out the I-134. Let's see. Just XSM. Hey, Diego, have you got an interview date? No, not yet. Don't have my welcome letter yet. Renell, hey, Diego, thank you. I did contact the MVC. They say my case was sent August 14th or August 1st, but the embassy doesn't have it. Well, if the embassy don't have it, then the MVC have it. Okay? So it's in transit. It's probably bouncing around the world in a DHL plane. Okay? The plane, what country are we talking about? Because sometimes it goes to the plane will go to this country and stay there for 3 or 4 days. Then the plane will go to this country and stay there for 2 or 3 days. You know, like in Latvia. If you are a beneficiary from Latvia, it takes about a week for 10 days to get from your beneficiary to get the K1 visa from the MVC. At least 10 days. Let's see here. Angel Tate. Did I answer your question, Renault? It's at the MVC, or it's actually no. It's in a plane sitting in the cargo hold of a DHL courier plane. You just got to wait till it gets to the embassy, okay? Keith Herod. Hey, how long for ready status? Usually for the Philippines. Philippines is pretty quick. Usually within a few days. Very quick, 2, 3, 4 days. Crizia Benegas. Hello, Diego from Miami. Okay. Do you think processing times are speeding up? Yes, at the USCIS. No, at the MVC. My NOA1 was April 18th from this year, and also by chance, do you know the interview times for Guatemala? Guatemala, Central America is about 4 weeks. Pretty quick. Guatemala is processing visas. No problems. If your beneficiary is in Guatemala, relax, everything's good. Food, health, and travel. Continuing from the last comment, MVC created my case and next process and estimated time. I am from India and case has been allotted to the Mumbai consulate. It took 60 days from NOA2 approval to in transit. Okay. And Drake Live, you're welcome. You're Drake Live. Thank you for that super chat. That's a greatly appreciated, Drake. And Pete B also. And the lady from Montreal. Let's see. Janiela's talking. Tashalini's talking. Krizia Bangias. I forgot to write NA on blank spaces on my I-129F. Could my case be denied because of that? No, it won't be denied. You'll be fine. But don't repeat it. Don't make that mistake again. Retro Rock and Roll. Look at the super chat. Thank you, Retro. You guys are wonderful. Yes, keeping me. Yesterday, I thought I was going to be having to leave. So I got my gas tank filled up. And I appreciate the super chats, guys. Retro Rock and Roll, thank you for that. So let me see. So don't worry. If you didn't put a NA in every single one of those blocks, okay? Immigration, take into consideration that. But don't, if people who are watching this channel, if you haven't filled out your I-129F yet, please put NA in every single space on that form that you do not use. Okay? It just makes it so much easier for the immigration officer to read through your form and bypass everything that's not applicable. If it's not applicable and you don't put an A in there, guess what? The immigration officer is going to stop and look at that box and read it and see what it is. It slows down the process, okay? Claudia Resniak, yeah, our friend from Canada. My fiance is very set on changing his jobs as I'm waiting for my interview. Is this going to be a problem? No, it's not going to be a problem, Claudia, just so long as the income exceeds the minimum income requirements for the visa, because at this point, you're going to be focusing on the green card, okay? So right now, you're going to go into the visa interview with his job and his income for right now. But if he changes jobs, that's fine. That will show up when you fill out the I-865 for the adjustment of status to green card. When you fill out the I-865 adjustment of status for green card, make sure that the employer, your new sponsor's employer, writes a letter saying this is where he works, this is my job, this is how much money I make. Throw in some pay stubs in there, okay? So just some advice for you. Prove the income. Throw in some bank statements that you can show the direct deposits from the new job, from the new employer. Janielle is talking to Angel Tate. Javano McDonald is talking to Andrew. Teja Sweeney, if we have 2 years gap without meeting, but we are in touch every day through calls, will that be a problem? It's only a problem if you don't file the K-1 visa within those 2 years. Then it's a problem. After you file the K-1 visa, it's not a problem, but it doesn't look good, okay? It doesn't look good. Taja Sweeney, get on a plane and go see your beneficiary for a week. Do it. Trust me, okay? Don't make me put my Navy hat on, okay? I'm trying to save you here a big headache at the visa interview at the embassy. The embassy officer is going to ask your beneficiary, when was the last time you saw your sponsor? And if she says 2 years, that's a red flag. That's not good. Get on a plane, go see your beneficiary, okay? Take a vacation, tell your boss, I got to go visit with my fiance, okay? You got to do it. Don't let 2 years pass. Angel Tate is talking, whoop slap. Angel Murcia, good evening, Diego. What's going on, Angel? And I'm doing good, Angel. I hope you're doing good. Asad Rameh, hi, Diego. Janiela is talking. Yes, Andrew, Brian, my fiance, got it because his medical is not sent over from whatever. Okay, James 1. When paying fees for the DS-160 on the SEAC website, do you have to get the option to schedule the interview only after the fee? Can I pay the fee while the visa is in transit? Depends on the embassy or the consulate. Okay. For example, in Bogota, Colombia, I got to fill out, or not me, but Karina has to fill out the DS-160 first and submit it before paying the visa fee. So she'll fill out the DS-160. I'll be with her in Bogota. We're going to do this together because she can't read English, so I'll translate it for her into Spanish. But she'll fill out the DS-160. She'll submit it to Bogota embassy, and then I'll pay the visa fee. The Bogota embassy want the DS-160 first. I don't know what the rule is with your embassy or consulate. So ask the embassy what their rules are. Wolfslav is talking. Maciel Martinez. Hello, I received my NOA2 May 24th of 2023. I feel it is taking alarmingly long. What do I do? So you got your NOA2 May 24th. So now you're waiting for your embassy welcome letter, which takes 90, 100, 110 days. So you are probably going to be hearing from the MVC in the next few days, next week maybe, very soon. Don't be panicking. Keep calm. Stay calm. You're good. James 1, it changed for India. They allow credit card payments now. Okay. Whoopslap. What Diego is saying now is what I meant to say. Tasha Lean's World is talking to Andrew. Andrew's talking to Tasha Lean's World. So good. Guys, you guys are communicating together, which is good. Daggy, you skipped my question. Okay, sorry, Daggy. What if he doesn't remember the month and the year totally? You put question marks. Just put question marks. As long as he remembers the name, okay, of the person or persons, put the name in there, and then put question marks if you don't remember the date. Say, I can't remember. It's not your fault. Right? That's it right there. Perfect. That's exactly correct, Daggy. You got it exactly right. But make sure in the block on the page 11 or 12, whatever it is on the I-134, that he writes an explanation in there why he put question marks there. Just explain it. I can't remember the day. Okay, Daggy? Don't panic. You got this. It's not hard. This whole process is easy. It's only complicated, okay, by the USCIS rules of instruction. They complicate it. Immigration attorneys complicate it. You know, but it's not complicated. It's a simple process. You just got to keep calm and keep relaxed. And the secret to a successful K-1 visa is patience. And I'm going to investigate the embassy in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria. I want to find out what's going on. Okay. I'm not going to do it today. I will do that tomorrow. Okay. But today I'm not going to do it. But tomorrow I'm going to find out what's going on in Nigeria. And what's today? I can't even remember. Today is Wednesday, I think. So the next live stream, I'll have an updated information on the embassy in Nigeria. And if you live in any of these 3 African countries, they're having problems right now. Niger, Sudan, and Gabon. Today, I think Gabon, the military just overthrew their government, their elected government. So you got 3 African countries now that are being ran by the military. Okay? If you live in any of those 3 countries, Niger, Sudan, Gabon, I'm pretty sure K-1 visas are going to be stopped being processed. So if you are a sponsor watching from the United States and your beneficiary lives in Niger, Sudan, or Gabon, you're going to have to find an alternative country for your beneficiary's K-1 visa interview. Joe Atala, do we need to fill out Form I-864 for my fiance's financial questions? You fill out I-864 when you apply for the green card, Joe. When you apply for your fiance's green card, adjustment of status, that's when you fill out the affidavit of support I-864. When you are going to the visa interview at the embassy in your beneficiary's country, you're going to fill out form I-134. LSV TV, Diego, what about Liberia? Are they doing interviews? Yeah, Liberia. What's that? West Coast of Africa. They're fine. They're a stable country politically. Everything's moving smoothly in Liberia. LSV TV, I'm hearing November is the month they are issuing visas. Okay. Janiela James. Now LSV TV, you got to tell us who told you that. Where did you hear that? Janiela James is talking to Angel Daggy. Thank you so much. Okay. I see on page 13. There you go. Extra page. That's it. He has to mention the page number and an explanation, right? That's right, Daggy. It's page 13. I couldn't remember if it was page 11, 12, or 13. Page 13, right? Where you have a spot there where you can write explanations. Dear Immigration, I sponsored somebody 20 years ago for an I-134, but I don't remember the date that they came here. Explain it. Immigration reads that. They're happy. You didn't try to hide it. You didn't try to cover it up. You didn't blow it off as unimportant. Immigration's happy. They say, okay, you forgot the date. No worries. They'll go in their computer. They'll find the date, punch it in their computer, and you move on. And then the visa gets approved. Andrew Bryan to Angel. No, you can pay $10,000, whatever, and you'll get it within 2 weeks. That's express. Okay. Javon McDonald, keep up the hard work, Diego. You are doing a wonderful job. I hope that you are fully aware of how much you've enlightened each and every one of us on our journey toward obtaining our K-1 visa. Javon McDonald, thank you for the positivity. We need millions of folks like you in this channel because the positivity is what gets you through it, because you're going to get your K-1 visa. Some people will get their K-1 visa quicker than other people. Some people have to wait a long time. Some people wait longer than a long time, but you're going to get it. Okay? The secret to success is patience. Okay? Angel, thank you to Andrew. James 1, these consulates like seeing money. Oh, yeah. Pay the fee when the status shows ready and now start processing your visa. Cash is king, right? We're a capitalist country. The country runs in capitalist ideology. Pat Vega, ¿Cómo estás, hermano? How are you, my brother, and your family? Good to see you at your best. Thanks, Pat. Muy bien, gracias. Muchas gracias. ¿Tú bien? ¿Tu día bien? Hoy, divertida. Gracias. Mi familia, muy bien. Karina is poco cansada. Karina poco cansada. Hoy pinta la habitación. Pinta. Mucho trabajo. Muy cansada. Let's see. Andrew is talking to Janiela. JD, hi Diego. Kind request. Okay. To you. Can you make a new video of what documents I needed to bring for the interview? I can do that. It's not difficult, guys. I can make a video. Documents to bring to the K-1 visa interview. And no problem. I will do that for you. Life in North Carolina. Well said, Javon McDonald. Thanks for saying that, as you are definitely awesome. We're here for you guys. JD to Andrew is talking. Pat Vega, living la vida loca. Mi alegra. También. Yo aquí. Clima muy caliente. Muy caliente. Pero el condicionado es muy fuerte. Joe Atala. Can we schedule our interview after my fiance pay the visa fee? Even our whatever that is, show in transit. Can we schedule our interview after fiance pay the visa fee? Yeah, get on it. Once you've paid the visa fee, get on it and pay. Start scheduling the interview. Get it done. Janiela James to Andrew. They asked me most of the questions and asked my fiance like 2 questions. I'm the petitioner. He's the beneficiary. So Janiela is the petitioner. Janiela, the American citizen, woo, bringing her beneficiary to the USA. Okay, guys, I've been talking for 1 hour. Well, Pat has another question. The question is, am I in Florida? Yo vivo in Florida, sí. Hurricane rolled through North Florida. It rolled through northwest Central Florida. Central Florida, Pat. The hurricane tore through Tampa. It came in as a Category 3. So pretty serious hurricane. So I don't know. Me personally, I've been through 7, 8 hurricanes. Okay. I've been very, very, very lucky so far. Very lucky. Muy suerte. Okay. And I'm at the point when Karina gets here, we'll see how she likes living in Florida for a summer. So see how it goes. Okay. If we get hit with another hurricane next summer that's coming close to here, then we are going to be reevaluating things. But the YouTube channel will continue. Okay, don't worry. Pat Vega, we went through Maria and Fiona in Puerto Rico. Oh, I remember those hurricanes. Woo. Joe Atala, thank you, Diego, for the answers. No problem, Joe. I'm here for you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna let you're all chatting with each other. That's great. That's great. Okay. I want you guys to communicate with each other and connect with each other, especially if you're in the same country. Yeah, Pat says the price of paradise. It's a beautiful part. Florida's a beautiful place. Okay, I've been living here since I'd say 1982. Okay, in Florida, I love it. The beaches, the food, the people. But now, this town right here has got overdeveloped. Okay, it's got overdeveloped. When I lived here 40 years ago, I didn't have to wait to get into traffic. There was no traffic jams, but now it's just a massive traffic jam. Okay, which is dangerous if a hurricane is coming this way. If a hurricane is coming this way, and we have to evacuate, okay, there's 175,000 people in this county that have to evacuate. It will take forever to get out of here on the interstate. So, Karina, we're going to reevaluate where we're going to be at the end of next year. Pat Vega, not pretty. No. When Hurricane Ivan, okay, came in, totally destroyed my neighborhood, wiped it out. On my street, my house was the only house that didn't get damage done to it. The only house that didn't have any damage done to it. Okay. I was so lucky. My neighbor's house had a tree in his front living room, came through the roof of his house. Okay. I was lucky. I've pushed my luck in Florida for 40 years. Okay. I've been pushing my luck here, survived all these hurricanes, very lucky. One day my luck's going to run out and I could lose my house. It's a possibility. So, when Karina gets here, we'll apply for her green card, get her through the green card process, get her green card in her hand, and then we're going to look at what we're going to do after that. Beto Trejo, Diego, if we marry in just religious or symbolic in Colombia, is it a problem? Beto, if you marry symbolically, okay, it's just a pretend marriage, just so family can be there, okay? Here's my advice to you. Number one, do not bring any pictures of this symbolic wedding to the immigration embassy interview, okay? And don't bring it up at the visa interview. Don't post it on Facebook. Don't post it on Instagram, okay? Take all the pictures you want, keep them on your cell phone, and that's where those pictures will stay until you get to the United States and you file for your adjustment of status paperwork. So I understand that family ties in Colombia are strong. Muy fuerte. Familia in Colombia, muy fuerte. Venezuela, muy fuerte. very strong families. They want to be at the wedding. So you want to have a symbolic one so the family is not excluded. If you do that, listen to me, nothing on Facebook, nothing on Instagram. Don't bring it up at the visa interview. Don't bring any pictures to the visa interview. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. It never happened except for you and your family. Okay? You got it? You hear me, Beto? You listen to me. Janiela, they asked my fiance if he has ever been arrested. Okay. Or if he has been married. Okay. Or if he has any kids. Okay. They asked me my wedding plans. See, you better have wedding plans, guys. I keep telling you guys, you got to have wedding plans. If I've ever been married, if I have any kids, ask how we met. That's some good questions right there. Okay. So, if, I've never been arrested. We know, Karina and I know when we met each other. Yeah, so good questions. Pat Vega, Alaska, next stop. Alaska. Okay, well, remember now, Alaska is the biggest state in the Union of the United States, the biggest one. Not Texas, Alaska is the biggest one. And it's close to Russia, okay? Russia is just across the border there, about 20 miles away. And it's cold. You're going to have to put a heater on your oil pan so the oil in your car doesn't freeze up in the wintertime. Okay? Now, I would go to Alaska for a vacation in the summertime. Would I live there? No, I would not. Excuse me, guys. Janiela, they asked me how many times I visited my fiance. There you go. And when did we meet in person? There you go. So if you haven't seen your fiance in over a year, you better get on a plane and go visit. Faris Hassan, hey Diego, how are they doing on the September cases? They're processing them. I'm getting very impatient. Why? Faris, why are you getting impatient? Is that going to speed up the process? No. It's not going to do anything but give you a headache, right? Be patient. You'll be all right. You got this. Love Life Dantes. Hi, I got approved on May 10th. I had the NOA2 and I got the NCV case number without the invoice number. How long should we take to get the welcome letter? Well, you got the welcome letter if you got the case number. So what you're waiting for is the ready status, and that depends on how busy the interview is. That's the interview. That depends on how busy the embassy is. Send an email to the embassy. Ask them. Beta, thanks, Diego. No problem. Beta, you have a fantastic symbolic wedding. Okay. Nothing on Facebook, nothing on Instagram, nothing. Don't talk about it anywhere. Okay. It's symbolic. But the immigration officer might think you got married. Then guess what? No K-1 visa, no more. It gets terminated right there at the embassy interview. Okay. So, boom. Do your symbolic wedding ceremony. Bring your family along. Okay. Take all the pictures, but don't post them anywhere. James Wan, the officer will actually ask you why you are not getting married in the foreign country. Okay. Tell them your fiance has more family in the States and want to have a bigger wedding in the USA. There you go. Angel Tate, thanks. Pat Vega, peace out, my brother. Good luck. Be good. Be smart. Be safe. Buenas noches, Pat. Thanks for the checking in on the live stream. Pat was joking. Now, Alaska's cold. James Wan, the officers know about local customs when it comes to getting married before leaving the country, so be prepared. Pat Vega, too brutal, the frozen tundra. Alaska's a brutal. It's cold. LSV TV, Liberian Stars View, thanks. Faris, how long does it take after the NOA2 till my fiance actually comes to the USA? What country? Which country? Ashley Santana, do you need to take welcome letter to interview? Yeah, bring the welcome letter, yes. If you don't get one, you can't bring it. If you don't have it, you don't bring it. You tell them I didn't get one. Pat Vega, adios hermano. Buenas noches, thank you. Best advice to the people. And James is applying in India, Fars, Iraq, Kurdistan region. Okay, beautiful Iraq. Now, we love our friends in Iraq. Very historic country, beautiful country. We love Iraq, okay? We love you guys, okay? Kurdistan, the Kurds, we love you guys too. Now, the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad is not processing K-1 visas right now, okay? So you're going to have to get your K-1 visa adjudicated probably in Turkey, somewhere like that. And it's probably a couple of months. But you cannot get a K-1 visa in Baghdad right now. And then there's another embassy, a consulate in Israel, and they've never processed K-1 visas. So to our beautiful friends in Iraq, you're going to have to, if you're a sponsor with a beneficiary in Iraq, when you fill out the I-129F, please make sure you put down Turkey as a country to process the K-1 visa, not Baghdad. Pat Vega forgot my Apple password. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Tess and Rocco. Hi, Diego. Hi, Karina from the Philippines. Oh, Angeles City. Now, Angeles City is a beautiful part of the Philippines. Still awaiting the letter from NBC since July 12th. Okay. So you're still waiting for the NBC welcome letter from July, August, September, October. So by the middle of October, the end of October, you'll get it. All right. Yo, nerd. Hi, Diego. You have a wonderful evening. I'm fixing to log off here and go get some Mountain Dew. Andrew Bryan is talking. Love Lis Dantes. Okay, I have a question. Is the invoice number means that your case is ready? Well, the embassy issues the invoice number through the NVC when your case is ready. So you're there. Without, the invoice number helps you process the case. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by the live stream. Okay? You heard my hurricane stories today. And don't forget, now we got Flamor Hoxha. Hi, my friend from Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. I've been to Houston many times. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. Very busy, though. Lots of people. Thanks for stopping by the live stream. Thanks for all the super chats, guys. Okay, I got plenty. Tomorrow, I can go buy more Mountain Dew. I'll buy some Mountain Dew and fill up the fridge. And I'm getting closer and closer to getting my NVC welcome letter from the NVC. And when I leave Florida, okay, I'll do a live stream and let you guys know I'm leaving Florida. When I get to Colombia, I'll do a live stream and say, hey guys, here I am, I'm in Colombia. So you're not going to feel abandoned. Okay, Diego's not going to abandon you just because I'm leaving Florida and going to Colombia. So the live streams will continue. Everything's going to keep going. And when I go to Colombia, Karina will be sitting with me, unless she's busy. She's a busy person, working, etc. But if she's not busy, she'll sit in with the live streams, and you can get to speak to her in Spanish. So thanks for everybody, and we will see you. And Life in North Carolina says you will probably get your NVC welcome letter next week. Lovely Stan Test, thank you so much for your support, because I can't wait anymore to get my welcome letter. You're going to get it. You're going to get your welcome letter. Come on. Give me a big smile. No triste. Okay. Sonrisa, por favor. See you guys at the next live stream.